So today, guys, we're going to be playing with the Ouroboros and a Hunter's Fury build. We are running about 1.3 million armor on the build. I'll show you a full build breakdown in a second of this. And I currently have my Ouroboros up to 22 expertise. So that allows me to actually put a little bit more armor on the build. Typically, which you couldn't, or you still could, because I honestly think once you have a full stack with the Memento, it's just so easy to do damage. Like, you're just seeing stuff still getting shredded, and every time I pick up a trophy, it even gets faster. Yeah, yes. The lag is still so bad right now, guys. I don't know if you guys have been feeling this. Where? Oh, he went all the way down here? Alright, so let's go all the way to the other side. But man, have you guys noticed this lag? Again, I did a video earlier today. Last night I was trying to do the manhunt. Same thing. Burst damage is crazy. DD's been almost unplayable. Oh yeah, like this. Yeah, and we're... Oh, I missed those. Nice.
I can't remember.
Easy, man. Okay. Yeah, you guys saw. Pretty easy to use. Just shredding enemies. I think what we should do is definitely get into the build, so let's do that. So we are using the Ouroboros, and like I mentioned why I was running through that gameplay, I do have this at 22 expertise, so that means I'm getting 22% extra weapon damage. That allows me to actually put another blue on the build and still not sacrifice a lot of damage, right? So we're sitting at 4 reds, 3 blues, 1 yellow, and this one's sitting at 107,000, almost 108,000 total damage. We have SMG damage, crit chance, damage targets out of cover, and then we have rule them all. And then remember, the mods on here are amazing. We have 10% critical damage on the scope, 10% critical hit chance on the underbarrel, 25% reload speed, and 10% rate of fire. And that's why this weapon is such a beast. And what I want to do real quick is go into my stats just to show you something. I'm getting 396,000 armor on kill, and I have almost 40,000 armor regen on this build because I do have 3 blues. So that's what's actually a good thing about having blues on a build. You're still going to be able, you saw I was shredding. I don't need any more damage, and I still have the survivability. When I get in those situations where I take a lot of damage instantly, I can get in cover, pop a med kit, do whatever I need to do. Armor regen's there, armor on kills there. Definitely really good. We're sitting at 1.3 million armor. So we are running a Hunter's Fury set, a 4-piece. Now this is the Hunter's Fury mask. Remember, the 2-piece gives us 15% shotgun damage and SMG damage. We have 20% armor on kill. That's where we're getting some of our armor on kill. We have 100% health on kill. And then we have the Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive that debuff, amplifying our damage against them by 20%. And remember, when you're killing a debuff enemy with your weapon, it disorients other enemies within 5 meters. And then also amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds. Then that can stack up to another 5 times, so 25% extra weapon damage amplified right there. We have weapon damage on this piece, critical hit damage, and critical hit damage mod. For the chest piece, we went with the Grupo Sombra chest piece for the 15% critical hit damage. We have 15% weapon damage on her, 6% crit chance, 12% critical damage, and 12% critical hit damage mod. We have Obliterate, critical hits, increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds. So that means we're getting 25% extra total weapon damage almost all the time because we're constantly critting and we constantly have that stack up. Our second piece of Hunter's Fury, we actually have an armor roll on here and we have critical hit damage. Our knee pads, our third piece, has weapon damage, critical hit damage. Our gloves have armor and critical hit damage. And then our backpack memento, weapon damage, armor, skill tier, and we have critical hit chance here. Now, if we go over to my stats, you'll see I have 53% critical hit chance. So ideally, you can swap this around. You need at least, you want to be above 50% critical hit chance. Typically on almost every build, remember 60% is the cap for critical hit chance. And you know what's great about memento is the backpack, right? Kill confirm. So every time we get a kill and we pick up a trophy, we're going to get 5% weapon damage for how many red cores we have. So we have 4 red cores, we're getting 20% weapon damage instantly. For blue cores, we're getting 30% bonus armor. And for yellow cores, we're getting 5% skill efficiency because we have 1 yellow. Now, the cool thing about this also is on top of what you get for continuing the stack. So if you have 30 trophies, right, you pick them up, you get a 30 stack, you can have 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen. And that's how our armor regen was up there, right? So again, this is another reason why memento is probably one of the best pieces to put on a solo player build. Like if I'm not running a one-shot sniper build, I typically have a memento build just because it gives me the freedom to run around. I like running and gunning. I like picking up those trophies, and I still have a lot of damage and I get the survivability. So it makes getting through content very easy. Memento backpack has kind of been that way for me for mostly all of the content that I do solo. Memento backpack is such a great piece to put right there. Now, since I am running the gunner class that gives me another 10% armor on kill, I'm using the Banshee Pulse. And this is great because it disorients enemies when you use it, and it's so cool. And then what you could do for your secondary, whatever you want. If you guys are really worried about dying, put the Reviver high. If you go down, well, you'll come right back up. So if we look at our stats, you'll see we have 95,000 weapon damage, 53 crit chance, 154% crit damage, 70% headshot damage. We have the 10% damage targets out of cover that's already rolled on the Ouroboros. And then if we go down again, you probably see it now. You'll notice we have 1.3 million armor. Same 396,000, but look, armor regen 0 because the stack went away. So I wanted to show you the stack before and after at full stack, so that way you can kind of see where we are. But overall, this build right here is an amazing build to play. I'm running the gunner class for the extra 10% armor on kill. So total on the build, I have 30%. We have the armor regen once we're at full stack. It's just such a great build to run, and I enjoy it. I want to know, have you guys tried this build, and do you like running this with blues? I've even ran this with 1.5 million and felt like it's perfectly fine, but some people like to have more reds than blues. Typically, it really depends on your expertise level, guys. When you start leveling this up, once you get this expertise level up, remember, that's a great way for you to add like another blue on your build if you want to have a little bit more survivability, because you're already going to hit hard, right? The enemies aren't getting any harder, but our expertise keeps going up. So again, just a great way for you guys to add some more blues on your build, still hit hard, and have fun. We're gonna wrap this up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the build. I'll see you in the next one. Ain't nothing but skills out.